Hey everyone, it's Mad, along with Angel, our newest slime family member. Today we are going to talk about Goresby Purrvis, who's going to be our newest summon, starting actually tomorrow, along with the A unit, which is a very interesting unit as well. So, are they worth your gems? Stay tuned. Lieutenant Goresby Purrvis, or at this point I'm just going to be calling Purrvis, is a beast attack unit, and we are going to be getting a lot of beasts very soon. Um, by very soon, probably within the next 2 months or so. The leadership effect is not as strong as it will be in the future, but increase beast physical potency by 20%. So there will be other beasts that are going to be coming very soon, and we're going to actually kind of shift into a very interesting beast meta for a little bit. And Goresby Purrvis was the first beast to be released. Uh, first awakening skill is a very interesting one. It increases his zap power by 10% and adds 1 movement. His best skill might be Rising Slash, which is not Zap, but if they are weak to Zap, Joining Slash is a pretty powerful one, and even Return Sword, which gives him some good range along with 3 movement, and that can draw 1 square down and stun. Um, so it kind of makes all the skills really useful. The second and fourth resists are resist for swoosh and crackle, and the third and fifth, just like always, is joining power +5 or joining slash powers +5. The first skill here, as I said, is Return Sword, range 3. So with movement of 3 and range of 3, it has the ability to attack up to 6 units, 6 spots away, which is very strong. This one I do like for a single target because of that occasional stun, and you can draw a unit 1 square. The only limitation is, and we'll get into this a little bit there, is Purrvis isn't a very fast unit. So that draw doesn't really help as much as you would like because of his average to above average uh, speed, and it's not really a huge negative, it's just an annoyance. And this is kind of what brings down Purrvis from a top end unit to a above a good unit, is he has a couple of annoyances that gnaw at you. The MP consumption's not too bad at 33, and it inflicts 165 zap damage, which is actually pretty powerful for the first skill. Also with something that stuns, even if it's just occasionally. Second one is Rising Slash, which is a very useful AoE move. It's very simple. It just does 250% non-elemental damage to all enemies in the AoE here. Nothing super special, but you know what? This is a very solid move. Remember, he has movement 3, so he should be able to optimize the ability to maximize that AoE. The last skill is Joining Slash, which is a zap. It is just a range of 1 with 2 AoE, but each enemy gets 2 hits at 140% zap physical damage to all enemies. As long as they're not strong against zap, this is pretty good. But Rising Slash might be able to hit 1 more enemy as well, so he has a lot of interesting AoE and some good usage overall. I do like. His level 120 stats are very interesting and very good above board for pretty much all his important stats. His HP and defense are actually very solid, especially for being such a good attack unit at 1027 and 365. His attack at 507 is very good, and good MP at 341. the MP here is pretty solid for most of anything that he's going to get. Uh, the agility here is 375, which isn't really slow. The big annoyance here is that that skill here, you really want to be drawing in on that first turn. And so you're going to be looking for something that gives around 40 to 50 agility for most. Because remember, this is level 20 and awakened. Most units here that you're probably, if you're this high and awakening a lot of units, is around 410. Unawakened, it's around 300, and you're still looking for around 35 agility to get him to be going first. The wisdom is incredibly poor at 197, but in all honesty, you wouldn't be all that surprised. Movement is 3 with your dupe, and the weight is 50. His preferred weapon is going to be the Cherreevil Blossom axe, which is going to be part of the event, which I will cover later today. And it's not wisdom, it's a Tact 22 with a zap physical power of plus 5%, which of course fits Purrvis very, very well. Skills to look for: alchemy is a zap attack power. It also has joining slash as well, so if you have Purrvis, you can make it his sword. But there will be some other units that have zap physical power as well, plus 5%. That might be actually pretty interesting for them. So if you don't get Purrvis, then I am going to pull for him, but not super hard. I'm going to be really going for zap attack power, but as I say, that's kind of up to you on the joining slash or not. HP and attack are the other two. And once again, this is going to be from the Cherreevil Blossom event, and I will talk more about how to get that in the next video. Preferred learn skills, we have Dark Spike, Blizzard Rush, and Smoldering Slash. Basically, we're just trying to get another type physical element damage to it. In all honesty, I don't think you need to teach him any real skills, but these are the best skills overall to teach. Generally, I think at that point you're really just going to use his non-element AoE. But if you want to teach him another skill, probably the best ones to teach him is the Zam physical-based skill with that insanely high attack of his. He will be able to make it work pretty solidly. So for the pros, honestly, I really like the stats. Good attack, very good defensive and HP skill, especially since he does not have one of those abilities to like lower damage taken. He will survive a lot of attacks and is very annoying in that regards. Dupe gives additional damage and another movement, so I do highly suggest, unfortunately, that you do get a dupe. And good AoE and zap is very useful element, because a lot of the more powerful units that we're going to face are zap. They're usually weak against or zam. For the dupe, a lot of people are going to go, ha, I'm going to just pull him and then use my beast shard to get another dupe. I highly suggest that you don't, just because there is another very powerful beast that will be coming in about 6 weeks or so, maybe less. And in all honesty, I'm saving it for it. It's Marquise de Leon. Still one of the better monsters in the game. And his dupe is just way too powerful not to get. Cons. This is an annoyance. The leadership effect is not strong now, but will be stronger later. And I'm not saying later as in 6 months to a year. I'm saying it's going to be stronger in the next 6 weeks or so. So it's not a huge con. And I'm going to be honest, almost none of these cons are very, very strong. So I want to make sure that people understand that these are my nitpicks here. And they're not cons, not like what Arakademir was for human form and others. Very, very nitpicky, but my concerns. Speed is average. What would have set him apart would have been if his agility base was not 300 but maybe 320. Might have been just enough not to have equipment that helps with the agility or speed. But really, to make him the most useful, you do need him to be acting first. So, unless if your team is slow, you will be looking for equipment that boosts his speed instead of his attack, which will kind of hurt you a little bit with some of the stuff overall. Last one, his ability to counter, which is his intrinsic effect, is random. So it's dual wielding, that's what they're calling it in this game. Allows you to get a second attack off, but it's very rarely, and it doesn't do as much damage as its main attack, obviously. So it can be a bit frustrating overall, but it's a nice skill, and it can do a decent amount of damage. So will I pull? I will pull lightly, more because Demon King Orgrimmar is just a little bit better overall, personally, and Marquise de Lyon's coming up soon, and so Purrvis just kind of falls outside of that for me. But I do want him, so I'm going to see what I can do to try and pull him. Lastly, we have the A unit, which is the Cherreevil Blossom. First skill, Spring Breeze, does small whoosh spell damage and sometimes sleeps. Mascara does martial damage on enemies and can confuse, and Shunrai does 4 small sap spell damage to all enemies and can rarely confuse. Its stats is okay. HP and defense for being roughly 900 and 300 is not bad at all. Agility is a little slow at 220, but that's okay. You want them to come to you, not vice versa. This is not a unit that you want to be attacking first, but to kind of attack in the middle or last. Wisdom is okay at 323. This is not going to give you a lot of damage. The attack is 250, which is okay as well. Just don't expect a lot of damage from this unit. The confuse and that sleep can be very useful though for either crowd control or chaos, depending. But its unique ability is if you can confuse with that unit, so either with Shunrai or Mascara, and get it confused, it greatly increases its skills and stats with it and becomes even more powerful. So it's one of those that it actually can become a very, very annoying on the battlefield, and also if units, like especially in PvE, that are weak to confuse, it can actually really, really help you overall. The leadership effect is ranked very low, but it is very unique where you can increase your confusion resistance by 25%. I think it's a very, very useful overall for the incredibly niche, but the unit kind of sucks, so it's going to kind of have to deal with that. So it's not too bad to get one of those. So, as an overall banner, it is an interesting banner that I will do the paid. I'll get the tickets overall. I'm not so sure how deep I'm going to get into it, but once again, I do really like Goresby. So all in all, this is actually one of those really tough banners for me to rate. It's like, is this an easy skip? It's really not. This isn't a must pull either, but this is a good pulling opportunity. As I say, there is kind of a beast sub-meta that's still even in JP right now, especially if you can get all 3 at decent stats. they work very and synergize very well with each other, and um, so this is one of those where, yeah, it's not that bad of a unit, but there are a better one within the same beast as well. So I really hope I just get lucky. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is as I say, the next couple of banners are going to be interesting for the most part, as there's going to be some good units, but not stupidly broken units. Also, if you haven't followed, please give a follow that or subscribe. That really helps me out. Um, but let me know in the comments as well. And you know what, guys? Good luck. I really hope you guys get him without too much spending. And he is a really good unit. See you later, everyone. Bye.